seekers of wisdom. You've stumbled upon our channel, and this is no mere coincidence. A virtual abyss dedicated to the exploration of the profound, the mysterious, and the transformative. Here, we embark on a journey that transcends the mundane and ventures into the depths of existence itself. Our mission is to illuminate the hidden dimensions of reality, to confront the great dualities of life, and to seek a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all things. Still with me? This is a space where intellect meets spirit, where rigorous inquiry meets existential courage. We delve into the celestial and the terrestrial, the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. Our path is one of intellectual rigor, spiritual transformation, and a relentless pursuit of truth. In this channel, we explore the rich tapestry of human thought and spirituality, drawing from the wisdom of the great luminaries, mystics, and philosophers who have walked this path before us. From the esoteric teachings of Gnosticism to the timeless insights of Plato, Marcus Aurelius, Carl Jung, and beyond, we seek to uncover the truths that have shaped human consciousness across the ages. But this journey is not for the faint of heart. It demands a willingness to question everything, to confront your own angels and demons, and to emerge transformed by the encounter. It is a spiral, cyclical in nature, full of twists and turns, shadows and revelations. Yet with humility, grace, and an open mind, we can navigate this path together. Our exploration begins with the nature of sin and the human condition. As Victor Hugo poignantly observed, sin is a gravitation. We reflect on man's incapacity to stay quietly in one room, as Pascal noted, and suggest that perhaps this restlessness stems from a fear of confronting our own inner angels and demons. Thus, a study of angels becomes essential, for they are not just celestial beings, but psychological realities with profound implications for our lives. Angels reflect our deepest hopes and fears, our highest aspirations, and our most profound questions. They invite us to confront the great mysteries of life and death, good and evil, spirit and matter, to gaze into the cosmos and discover the hidden dimensions of our psyche. This demands intellect, rigor, courage, and spirit, a willingness to question everything and embrace the unknown. The path of angelic wisdom is not a straight line. It is a spiral, a fractal, a labyrinth. It is a journey that will require you to confront your own demons and angels, to look into the abyss and allow it to look back at you. But in doing so, you will emerge transformed, with a renewed sense of your place between life and death, the explored and the unexplored, time and eternity. The motto is reverence and wonder, while our goal is to be transformed by the wisdom that awaits us. To find our place in the grand tapestry of existence, here is where we come to reject complacency, laziness, and malevolence. We strive for a life of exploration, discipline, and intellectual hunger. As Socrates rightly said, the unexplored life is not worth living. This channel is a sanctuary for open-minded, curious, and courageous souls. It is a space for those who seek to understand the deeper truths of existence, to see the world as interconnected meanings and symbols, and to embrace the vision of wholeness that the angelic realms invite us to contemplate. Here, we honor the wisdom of the great mystics, who have always known that the apparent opposites, light and darkness, good and evil, spirit and matter, are but two sides of the same coin, two faces of the divine mystery that lies at the heart of all things. We strive to perceive the world with new eyes, to remember what we knew as children, and to see the interconnectedness of all things. As we stand on the precipice of our existence, this journey serves as a cryptic warning to humanity. The stories we inherit are not just relics of the past, but rather the keys to understanding our past, embracing the present, and navigating our future. If you are new here, your presence is dire as the final hour approaches. For those who return, your time with us is not in vain. Let us create a safe space for those who are willing to be transformed by the wisdom that awaits them. This is a door for those who seek openly with hopes to understand the microcosm and macrocosm, the as above, so below, the so within, so without, the hidden and forbidden, the akashic, the occult. I am the winged serpent, the angel of truth, warrior of wisdom. I am the dark and the light and the dark, the parts of us that we all must confront. Let's embrace this journey, vulnerable, together, with humility, grace, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Let us explore the great mysteries of life and death, good and evil, spirit and matter. Let us gaze into the cosmos and discover the hidden dimensions of our psyche. Let us confront our own angels and demons and emerge transformed by the encounter. I challenge you to forge your path and alchemize your soul, because here we dare to challenge all. Welcome. The unexplored life is not worth living. Now, seekers, let's begin.
The Gnostic view of angels is complex and layered because it reflects the fundamental dualism that is close to its heart. In the Gnostic cosmology, spirit and matter are separate. There's a split between the transcendent God of light and the fallen, ignorant demiurge who creates the material cosmos. As Hans Jonas explains in the Gnostic religion, the cardinal feature of Gnostic thought is the radical dualism that governs the relation of God and world, and correspondingly that of man and world. The deity is absolutely transmundane, its nature alien to that of the universe, which it neither created nor governs, and to which it is the complete antithesis. To the divine realm of light, self-contained and remote, the cosmos is opposed as the realm of darkness. The world is the work of lowly powers, which, though they may immediately be descended from him, do not know the true God and obstruct the knowledge of him in the cosmos over which they rule. The genesis of these lower powers, the archons, rulers, and in general that of all the orders of being outside God, including the world itself, is a main theme of Gnostic speculation. Within this dualistic framework, angels play a paradoxical role. On one hand, they are seen as emanations of the divine spiritual beings who serve as messengers and guides for the human soul in its journey back to the divine source. Gnostic texts such as the Apocrypha of John and the Sophia of Jesus Christ present elaborate hierarchies of angelic beings, each with its own name and function, corresponding to the various levels of the divine pleroma. Yet simultaneously, Gnostic angels are also intimately tied to the material world and humanity's fallen state. Many Gnostic texts depict the angels as responsible for the creation of the material realm and the imprisonment of the divine spark within it. They are the archons, the rulers of the lower realms, who seek to keep humanity trapped in ignorance and illusion. This dual nature of Gnostic angels reflects the ambivalence of the Gnostic attitude towards the cosmos itself. The material world is seen as both a trap and a necessary arena for the soul's spiritual journey and refinement. The angels, in this sense, symbolize the soul's own inner struggle, the battle between light and darkness that each individual must confront. And perhaps no figure embodies this symbolic dimension of Gnostic angelology more than Sophia, the divine wisdom who plays a central role in many Gnostic cosmologies. Texts like the Apocrypha of John and the Pistis Sophia portrays Sophia as a fallen angel, an eon who becomes trapped in the material realm through her own misplaced desire. Yet Sophia is also the source of humanity's divinity, the light that guides the soul back to its true home. As the Nag Hammadi text Thunder, Perfect Mind expresses, I was sent forth from the power, and I have come to those who reflect upon me, and I have been found among those who seek after me. Look upon me, you who reflect upon me, and you hearers, hear me. You who are waiting for me, take me to yourselves, and do not banish me from your sight, and do not make your voice hate me, nor your hearing. Do not be ignorant of me anywhere or anytime. Be on your guard. Do not be ignorant of me. For I am the first and the last. I am the honored one and the scorned one. I am the whore and the holy one. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the mother and the daughter. I am the members of my mother. I am the barren one, and many are her sons. I am she whose wedding is great, and I have not taken a husband. I am the midwife, and she who does not bear. I am the solace of my labor pains. I am the bride and the bridegroom, and it is my husband who begot me. I am the mother of my father, and the sister of my husband, and he is my offspring. I am the slave of him who prepared me. I am the ruler of my offspring. But he is the one who begot me before the time on a birthday, and he is my offspring in due time, and my power is from him. I am the staff of his power in his youth, and he is the rod of my old age, and whatever he wills happens to me. I am the silence that is incomprehensible, and the idea whose remembrance is frequent. I am the voice whose sound is manifold, and the word whose appearance is multiple. I am the utterance of my name. Why, you who hate me, do you love me, and hate those who love me? You who deny me, confess me, and you who confess me, deny me. You who tell the truth about me, lie about me, and you who have lied about me, tell the truth about me. You who know me, be ignorant of me, and those who have not known me, let them know me. For I am knowledge and ignorance. I am shame and boldness. I am shameless, I am ashamed. I am strength and I am fear. I am war and peace. Give heed to me. I am the one who is disgraced and the great one. Give heed to my poverty and my wealth. Do not be arrogant to me when I am cast out upon the earth, and you will find me in those that are to come. And do not look upon me on the dung heap, nor go and leave me cast out, and you will find me in the kingdoms. And do not look upon me when I am cast out among those who are disgraced, and in the least places, nor laugh at me. And do not cast me out among those who are slain in violence. But I am compassionate and I am cruel. Be on your guard. Do not hate my obedience, and do not love my self-control. In my weakness, do not forsake me, and do not be afraid of my power. For why do you despise my fear and curse my pride? But I am she who exists in all fears and strength in trembling. I am she who is weak, and I am well in a pleasant place. I am senseless, and I am wise. Why have you hated me in your counsels? For I shall be silent among those who are silent, and I shall appear and speak. Why then have you hated me, you Greeks? Because I am a barbarian among the barbarians. For I am the wisdom of the Greeks and the knowledge of the barbarians. I am the judgment of the Greeks and of the barbarians. I am the one whose image is great in Egypt, and the one who has no image among the barbarians. I am the one who has been hated everywhere, and who has been loved everywhere. I am the one whom they call life, and you have called death. I am the one whom they call law, and you have called lawlessness. I am the one whom you have pursued, and I am the one whom you have seized. I am the one whom you have scattered, and you have gathered me together. I am the one before whom you have been ashamed, and you have been shameless to me. I am she who does not keep festival, and I am she whose festivals are many. I am godless, and I am the one whose God is great. I am the one whom you have reflected upon, and you have scorned me. I am unlearned, and they learn from me. I am the one that you have despised, and you reflect upon me. I am the one whom you have hidden from, and you appear to me. But whenever you hide yourselves, I myself will appear. For whenever you appear, I myself will hide from you. Wasn't this wonderful? Now what can I say better than this? Sophia speaks as a paradoxical, multivalent being who encompasses all polarities. She is a symbol of the soul's own journey, the descent into matter, and the eventual return to the divine source. For Carl Jung, this psychological dimension was a key of Gnostic angelology. Jung saw in Gnostic myths a profound reflection of the archetypal structures of the psyche. Gnostic angels for Jung symbolize the process of individuation, the soul striving towards wholeness and self-realization. As Jung wrote in Ion, the individual ego is the subject of personal wishes and desires, but not of acts of redemption. Only the self, as a supraordinate and inclusive whole, can take into account the data of the divided state and submit them to the realization of the unconscious will of the great man, the one, the anthropos. In this Jungian view, studying Gnostic angelology becomes a form of psychology, a way to explore the hidden recesses of the soul through mythological symbolism. The truth is that by confronting the angels and demons of the Gnostic world, we confront the forces shaping our own psyche, the forces of light and darkness that shape our inner world, as above, so below, so above, as within, so without, as without, so within. Yet the Gnostic understanding of angels was psychological, profoundly ontological and metaphysical. Gnostics viewed angels as real beings with concrete existence and agency in the cosmos. To elaborate, the cosmologies of Gnostic texts depict angels as active agents in the creation and governance of the universe. This points to a central theme in Gnostic thought, a profound sense of the complexity and ambivalence of the cosmos shaped by forces beyond ordinary human ken. Yet for Gnostics, recognizing this was not cause for despair, but a call to spiritual liberation through transcendent knowledge or gnosis, to understand the true nature of the cosmos and the role of the angels within it. This is how the Gnostic seals freedom from the chains of ignorance and illusion binding the soul. In this sense, Gnostic angels formed a kind of cosmic map, a guide to the hidden structures of reality that could aid the soul's navigation back to the divine. The bewildering mythological systems of Gnostic texts, with their elaborate hierarchies of eons and archons, in fact encoded spiritual wisdom. For example, the complex emanation doctrines of Valentinian Gnosticism, as described by the Church Father Irenaeus, were more than mere fantasy. They maintain, then, that in the invisible and ineffable heights above there exists a certain perfect, pre-existent eon whom they call Proarchor, Propator, and Bythus, and describe as being invisible and incomprehensible. Eternal and unbegotten, he remained throughout innumerable cycles of ages in profound serenity and quiescence. There existed, along with him, Ennoia, whom they also call Charis and Sige. At last, this Bythus determined to send forth from himself the beginning of all things, and deposited this production, which he had resolved to bring forth, in his contemporary Sige, even as seed is deposited in the womb. She then, having received this seed, and becoming pregnant, gave birth to Nous, who was both similar and equal to him who had produced him, and was alone capable of comprehending his father's greatness. This Nous they call also Monogenes, and father, and the beginning of all things. Along with him was also produced Aletheia, and these four constituted the first and first-begotten Pythagorean tetrad, which they also denominate the root of all things. For there are first Bythus and Sige, and then Nous and Aletheia. And Monogenes, perceiving for what purpose he had been produced, also himself sent forth Logos and Zoe, being the father of all those who were to come after him, and the beginning and fashioning of the entire pleroma. By the conjunction of Logos and Zoe were brought forth Anthropos and Ecclesia, and thus was formed the first-begotten Ogdoad, the root and substance of all things, called among them by four names, viz. Bythus and Nous, and Logos and Anthropos. For each of these is masculo-feminine, as follows. Propator was united by a conjunction with his Ennoia, then Monogenes, that is Nous, with Aletheia, Logos with Zoe, and Anthropos with Ecclesia. While bewildering at first glance, such passages outline an initiatic path, a progressive unveiling of divine realities. The Gnostics sought to embrace these directly, to establish a personal relationship with angelic realms through practices of ritual, meditation, and visionary experience. The Gnostic understanding of angels emphasizes direct, personal encounter as a means of spiritual awakening and transformation. This experiential focus is vividly portrayed in the Excerpta ex Theodoto, a collection of Gnostic teachings preserved by the early Christian theologian Clement of Alexandria. In one passage, Theodotus describes the role of angels in the process of human conception and generation. An ancient said that the embryo is a living thing, for that the soul entering into the womb after it has been by cleansing prepared for conception, and introduced by one of the angels who preside over generation, and who knows the time for conception, moves the woman to intercourse. And that on the seed being deposited, the spirit which is in the seed is, so to speak, appropriated, and is thus assumed into conjunction in the process of formation. He cited as a proof to all how, when the angels give glad tidings to the barren, they introduce souls before conception, and in the gospel the babe leapt as a living thing. And the barren are barren for this reason, that the soul which unites for the deposit of the seed is not introduced so as to secure conception and generation. This passage suggests that angels play an active role in the very beginnings of human life, overseeing the entry of the soul into the womb and facilitating the process of conception. The angelic realm is thus intimately connected with the physical world, and angelic activity is seen as a necessary condition for the generation of new life. Theodotus also discusses the role of angels in the unfolding of sacred history, particularly in relation to the covenants between God and humanity. The heavens declare the glory of God. The heavens are taken in various meanings, both those defined by space and revolution, and those by covenant, the immediate operation of the first created angels. For the covenants caused a more especial appearance of angels, that in the case of Adam, that in the case of Noah, that in the case of Abraham, that in the case of Moses. For, moved by the Lord, the first created angels exercised their influence on the angels attached to the prophets, considering the covenants the glory of God. Furthermore, the things done on earth by angels were done by the first created angels to the glory of God. Here angels are understood as mediators of the divine covenants, working to establish and maintain the relationship between God and humanity throughout history. The first created angels are seen as particularly important in this regard, exercising their influence on the angels associated with the prophets and overseeing the implementation of the covenants on earth. Finally, Theodotus presents a hierarchical view of the heavens, with the Lord at the summit and various ranks of angels and holy men below. It is the Lord that is principally denominated the heavens, and then the first created, and after these also the holy men before the law, as the patriarchs, and Moses, and the prophets, then also the apostles. And the firmament showeth his handiwork. He applies the term firmament to God, the passionless and immovable, as also elsewhere the same David says, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength and my refuge. Accordingly, the firmament itself shows forth the work of his hands, that is, shows and manifests the work of his angels. For he shows forth and manifests those whom he hath made. This celestial hierarchy reflects the Gnostic understanding of the cosmos as a graduated series of emanations from the divine source, with each level of being mediating the divine presence to the levels below it. The angels, as immediate emanations of God, play a crucial role in this cosmic order, manifesting the divine will and wisdom in the created realm. Taken together, these passages from the Excerpta ex Theodoto paint a rich picture of the experiential and cosmological dimensions of Gnostic angelology. Angels are seen as active agents in the drama of human life and the unfolding of sacred history, mediating the divine presence and facilitating the soul's journey towards spiritual awakening and ultimate reunion with its divine source. By engaging with these angelic realities through direct transformative encounter, the Gnostic seeks to transcend the limitations of the material realm and participate fully in the divine life that animates the cosmos. To understand angelic contact as a path to spiritual awakening and liberation has a perennial relevance, particularly in times of widespread alienation and disconnection. What a shame. There's a transformative potential inherent in the encounter with the numinous, inviting us to rediscover the divine spark that animates our being and connects us with the transcendent source of all reality, to transform spiritually, to awaken. We are reminded that the divine is a living presence that can be directly encountered and experienced. In a world that often seems fragmented and devoid of meaning, the Gnostic path offers a way to reconnect with the luminous ground of our being and to realize our true nature as spiritual beings. Of course, this is hard as hell. The shadows are there, of course. You need to attune to the archetypal forces and existential questions of meaning and identity. It takes discernment and courage to face the unknown depths within us. Yet for those who accept the call, the rewards are profound. In the Gospel of Philip, a revelatory text found in the Nag Hammadi library, we find a striking description of the ultimate goal of Gnostic practice. Light and darkness, life and death, right and left are brothers of one another. They are inseparable. Because of this, neither are the good good nor the evil evil, nor is life life, nor death death. For this reason, each one will dissolve into its earliest origin. but those who are exalted above the world are indissoluble, eternal. We are back to the transcendence of duality that lies at the heart of the Gnostic path. By engaging with the angelic realms, the Gnostic seeks to move beyond the polarities and limitations of the material world, awakening to the eternal, unified reality that dwells within. The Gospel of Philip further emphasizes the transformative power of this unitive realization. Those who say they will die first and then rise are in error. If they do not first receive the resurrection while they live, when they die, they will receive nothing. We must learn to see beyond the veil of appearances and to awaken to the divine reality that animates all things while you live, today, now. In doing so, we take a crucial step towards healing the rift between matter and spirit, earth and heaven, self and divinity. This is the perennial promise of Gnostic wisdom, to guide us back to our essential wholeness, to help us remember who and what we truly are. It requires courage, discernment, and a willingness to confront the uncertainties and unknown within ourselves. Yet for those who heed the call, the rewards are immeasurable. In the luminous presence of the angels, we catch a glimpse of our own divinity, our own inextricable union with the source of all being. In this sense, Gnostic angelology is more than a relic of a bygone age or an esoteric curiosity. It is a living tradition of spiritual wisdom, as relevant today as it was 2 millennia ago. By following the Gnostic path of angelic encounter, we join a lineage of seekers and visionaries who have dared to look beyond the confines of consensus reality and awaken to the deeper dimensions of the cosmos and the self. In a world that often seems broken and adrift, this ancient wisdom reminds us of our true inheritance, the radiant divinity that dwells within each of us, waiting to be discovered anew. As we open to the transforming presence of the angels, we take up the perennial quest for gnosis, liberating knowledge, and set forth on the journey of awakening that leads us ever closer to the ineffable source of all that is. The path may be challenging, but the destination is sure, the recovery of our essential nature, the realization of our divine birthright. In the company of the Gnostic angels, we walk the path of transformation, one step at a time, until at last we arrive at the bridal chamber, the place of eternal union, and dissolve into the mystery from which we came.
In the intricate tapestry of Gnostic thought, Thunder Perfect Mind emerges as a profound testament to the paradoxical nature of divine wisdom, embodied in the figure of Sophia. This text, with its cascading declarations of unity and duality, speaks to the soul's journey through the labyrinth of existence, where light and shadow, strength and vulnerability, the sacred and the profane, are not opposites, but facets of a singular, ineffable truth. Sophia, as the voice of this text, transcends the boundaries of identity, embodying both the divine and the human, the eternal and the temporal, the exalted and the scorned. She is the mirror in which the seeker glimpses the fragmented yet luminous reflection of their own soul. The cadence is a rhythmic invocation, a call to awaken to the deeper realities that lie beyond the veil of ordinary perception. Its poetic force lies not only in its words, but in the spaces between them, the silences that echo with the resonance of the infinite. Sophia's voice is both a challenge and a comfort, a reminder that the path to gnosis is not one of escape from the world, but of profound engagement with it. To know her is to confront the contradictions within oneself, to embrace the totality of existence, and to find in that embrace the seeds of transformation. Carl Jung's insights into the archetypal dimensions of Gnostic mythology further illuminate the text's significance. For Jung, the figures of Gnostic cosmology, angels, archons, and eons, were not mere abstractions, but living symbols of the psyche's journey toward wholeness. In this light, Thunder Perfect Mind becomes a map of the soul's ascent, a guide through the inner landscapes where the forces of light and darkness vie for dominance. The text's paradoxical declarations mirror the soul's own struggle to reconcile its fragmented nature, to integrate the shadow and the light and to emerge from the process as a more complete and conscious being. Ultimately, Sophia invites us to a radical reimagining of our relationship with the divine and with ourselves. They remind us that wisdom is not found in the rejection of the world, but in its embrace, not in the denial of our contradictions, but in their reconciliation. To heed Sophia's call is to embark on a journey of profound self-discovery, to confront the angels and demons within, and to awaken to the divine spark that resides at the core of our being. In this awakening, we find not only the key to our own liberation, but also the realization of our essential unity with the cosmos and its creator. Thus, the message of Thunder Perfect Mind resonates across the ages, a timeless invitation to seek, to know, and to become. Your invitation, ours collectively, a call to transcend the illusions of separation and to remember our true nature as beings of light and wisdom, forever connected to the source of all that is. In the end, Sophia's voice is not merely a voice from the past, but a living presence, a guide for all who dare to walk the path of gnosis and to claim their place in the eternal dance of creation. Ultimately, what I am concluding, there is no separation from Source. We are the microcosm of the macrocosm, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. Woman, man, man, woman. Woven together like your favorite sweater. Yes, you are her. She is you. He is you. You are him. Her emotions, his strength, her knowledge, his wisdom. A cosmic combination of elements as colorful as the periodic table, dancing to the rhythm of life's ups and downs, both dark and light. Alchemizing your soul through a simple yet beautiful thing called life. Our divine Creator's creation, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning, the end.